It's you, Cass. I finished the anthology of poems you lent me. Here it is.
I thought you'd be too preoccupied to find time for reading.
Precisely because of these obligations, I felt compelled to read it swiftly.
Wouldn't all these preoccupations slow your pace?
On the contrary, knowing that time is limited can push one to overcome their limitations. The weight of these responsibilities seems to have enhanced my reading efficiency.
I understand completely. During my time at the Grove, the closer exams drew, the more efficient I became at tackling everyday mundane tasks. Anything but my actual studies.
Precisely. As I remember, you and Finon were both disciples of the new Sporists. I assume that Anaxa's exams were as unreasonable as the man himself, correct?
The courses Professor Anaxa taught were Introduction to Alchemy and History of Mythology. And to be perfectly honest, those two courses were the students' greatest nightmares.
The history of mythology, taught by the blasphemous great performer himself. I can imagine their fear.
Now that I think about it, students would often rush to the podium during class to challenge him on those blasphemous ideas. May I ask, Lady Aglaya, has your relationship with Professor Anaxa always been like this?
He openly dismisses people's faith and questions the very justification of the flame chase journey. Our positions have been destined to be at odds. While you were studying there, I assume you must have heard of his nickname.
A Dromus draped in finery?
As I see it, this nickname is more of an insult to the Dromas. Despite his insufferable arrogance, I do hold a certain respect for his nature as a scholar. To remain true to his principles, he is unafraid to stand opposed to the world, and that requires considerable resolve. Anaxagoras' life is almost like a satire. As a Chrysos heir, he refuses to heed the prophecy, while he disrespects the gods.
The gods have chosen him.
He was indeed chosen by Circes. Is something weighing on you, Cass? The golden thread is quivering. I sense there's more to this exchange than idle chatter.
With all due respect, I'd like to know what you plan to do with him.
In light of his assistance in the battle against the Flame Reaver, I am willing to grant him some time to find a way to remove the core flame. However, if Anaxa decides to make any move that places us in danger, I will not hesitate to take extreme measures.
Just as I feared.
The flame chase journey is the destined path for the Chrysos heirs. Yet he now seems more like an empty shell. Given his strong sense of self-respect, I trust that Anaxagoras will make the right decision.
Still, I can't help but hope for another possibility. Perhaps Anaxa will also overcome his limitations, now that he knows time is limited.
I understand your stance. Let's continue this discussion another time. But now, let's greet our guest. You're here. Does this mean you're ready to take on Orynyx's trial? It seems that this sacred beast is just as indispensable, given their intricate ties to the Titan.
Memmy mem, memmy mem 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 mem, memmy mem memmy mem.
Surrendering the core flame is a Chrysos heir's duty. Your selfless assistance is deeply appreciated. However, I urge you to carefully consider the risks of accepting the trial. Becoming a demigod means forsaking your humanity. You will inherit Orynyx's divinity and bear the time of Amphorius. All from that point onward, your fate will be forever intertwined with ours, never to be separated again, until the end of Genesis. On the contrary, you are the only one who qualifies to attain divinity. Yet, for that very reason, I do not wish to pressure you. It's exceedingly rare to find a capable Chrysos heir. If this path proves unattainable, I am willing to lower my expectations. There are still many priests of Yanissopolis and their descendants in the city. If I'm left with no other option, I'll try to find...
Hero.
It looks like you know that Titan rather well. Memories that exist outside of your own experiences.
I can't explain why, but I can vouch for Mem's words. When I was in the abyss, I heard the Titan's groans, full of pain and grievances, yet without any ill will.
Since you've made your decision, go back to the bath chamber and get some rest. Trinem will call for you when the ceremony is ready. It is difficult for me, as the guide, to absolve myself from blame for things to have progressed to this point. Time and again, you have risen to the occasion for Akima. Merely rewarding you with some honeydew is no longer able to express the extent of our gratitude. When the dust settles, I hope that we'll have the chance to have a long chat regarding your return journey and the curse of the sky. It's about time.
Mister, may everything go well for you and Mem. It's nothing. I only came to discuss some matters with Lady Aglaya. Previously, I lent her an anthology of poems that Lady Trianne had gifted to me. Tracing back, this anthology was something left for Lady Trianne by a bard before their passing. Although personal properties should be cleared out once their owner has passed on, Lady Trianne gave this book to me since she knew how much I liked to read. It just contains an allegory. In a faraway land, in a city known as Styxia, a dragon corrupted by the black tide descended one day, swooping upon the city like death itself. It swallowed the princess of the city whole before it was suppressed. After taking down the evil dragon, the warriors discovered that the princess's life had already met its end. Overwhelmed by grief, the queen hired an alchemist to resurrect the princess using the dragon's flesh and blood. However, having lost memories of her previous life, the resurrected princess turned into an evil dragon herself and wreaked havoc on the city. As a result, the prosperous Styxia met its demise.
Mem.
I actually think so too. The author of this book is Archepia, a wandering bard who traveled to many cities. Among the things she left behind are poems, dictionaries, and many tragicomedy scripts. She even clearly underlined and took notes in books that covered myths with her elegant handwriting. While flipping through these books, I felt like I was afforded a glimpse into the life of Archepia. It felt just like I was traveling with someone that I'd never met before. It was as if she had yet to pass on and was still alive. That's right. Writing, drawing, and taking photographs. It seems like human nature to try and leave records of things. Speaking of taking photographs, when I was helping you to take the photo previously, I did not look through the photos in your photo stone out of courtesy. But I'm also very curious about the story of the Rosy Celestial Maiden. Despite having visited many cities in Amphorius, I still understand nothing about the world beyond the sky. If there is an opportunity... Forget it. Let's talk about this in the future. For now, I only hope that you'll be able to complete the trial safely and obtain Orynyx's blessing.
That's right. Oh, partner, you're back, just in time. This is something that the both of you should probably know. I wouldn't call it trouble. I just think it will be favorable if the both of you understand the situation in Akima better. Some background information for you. The Council of Elders is an authoritative body in Amphorius, made up of different city representatives. They hold legislative power over the Holy City, and are in charge of presiding over the Citizens' Assembly held once every few years. This is the most important social event of Akima. It is highly influential, and can even affect what happens to the Flame Chase journey. Despite her vision and wisdom that spans across thousands of years, even she cannot win over the hearts of everyone. Every 5 to 10 years, the Council of Elders organizes a Citizens' Assembly at Dawncloud. During the assembly, the representatives will vote on major issues such as whether the Chrysos heirs led by Aglaia should still hold the right to govern the Holy City, and whether the Titan's conquest should continue. That is correct. However, the problem lies in the fact that there are ill-intentioned extremists in the Council of Elders. They view the Citizens' Assembly as a way to restrain the Chrysos heirs, and hope to take complete control over the Flame Chase journey. We can refer to them as the opposition. During the assemblies held in the past 100 years, the voices supporting the opposition have been growing stronger in the shadows. It's only thanks to Aglaia that the Flame Chase journey has been able to continue to this day. The Citizens' Assembly is just around the corner, but this time, there seems to be a new variable to the situation. I'm afraid that the Council of Elders might want to take advantage of Professor Anaxa. Aglaia will surely take back Circe's core flame, but with Anaxa's current condition, it's so unique that nobody knows how taking the core flame away from him will affect him. He has always been someone that is only concerned about his own research. I'm certain that he must want to escape from the monitoring of the Golden Thread and protect himself. Anaxa has never believed in the prophecy, so technically it cannot be considered a betrayal. However, he has taught many Chrysos heirs, and has long been considered an important ally of Akuma. As I believe in his character, I plan to plead with Aglaia and try to buy more time for him. Then, the greatest way in which you can help is for you to know what I am fighting for. Allow me to apologize for the fact that we always seem to be troubling you. I hope that Orynyx will show more benevolence and be more accommodating. I remember that they seemed quite fond of you back in the Abyss. Go and rest and regain your strength. We'll meet at the Vortex in a few days. Oh, right. You can read this scroll if you want to find out more about the Council of Elders and the Citizens' Assembly.
俺の推測通り、火を追う旅の障害は都市の外に限った話ではない。内部の政治的駆け引きや人間関係も問題の引き金になっている。油断しない方がいい。俺たちはこの巨大な網の中で自分の立ち位置をしっかり見極める必要がある。
みみみみみよみよ緊張みよ。
かもといえば、オクヘイマのバルネアにアヒルのおもちゃはなく、あるのはアザラシだったな。はあ、全てうまくいくことを願うしかない。アイオーンに一別されたお前なら、この地にいる神の試練も無事に乗り越えられるはずだ。いつの間にか俺たちも真昼の日差しを浴びながら眠ることに慣れてしまったな。今日は早めに休んだ方がいい。もしかするとオンパロスでの開拓の旅は新たな局面に入ろうとしているのかもしれない。
開拓者よ、オロニクスの紋章が火種を待っています。オンパロスを支える柱になる覚悟ができたのならこちらへ来てください。
グレイさん、それからミリオン、ありがとうございます。二人の決意には少しの疑念もありません。純粋な無私の心と勇気をたたえて、どうかオロニクスの神の権能を引き継いでください、開拓者。オロニクスの神の座はもう何日も空席のまま。私たちには試練の狭間が今にも閉じようとしているのがわかります。オロニクスの魂は残りわずか。完全に消えてしまう前に儀式を完遂しなければなりません。奇跡が待ち焦がれた8つ目の火種は偉大なる栄夜の帳オロニクスのものでした。ここにそれを返還するは我ら黄金衛が推挙する一人と一匹の英雄。一人は誠実で果敢な旅人、一匹は奇跡を招く聖獣です。めみみゅみゅ、めみみみ、一人みゅみゅ。お二人はこちらへ。復唱しなさい。
荘厳なる12のタイタン、世界を支える柱よ。我らここに神聖を求め、世界の亀裂を埋めんとす。肉体に黄金の血を注ぎ、神託のため喜んで枯れゆかん。待った、俺に黄金の血は流れてないんだけど。
祈り事の響きをより厳かにするためです。集中して。さあ、火種を献上しなさい。オロニクス、その魂は長い間待っていました。
ええ、それは後継者が訪れるのを静かに待ち望んでいたとも言えるでしょう。
今はそういう雰囲気ではないだろう。別れの言葉は取っておいてくれ。
大丈夫さ。君は僕よりずっと気骨があるからね。
ミュミュ、ミミミ。天外からの旅人さん、どうか君の質がタイタンに認められますように。
場違いな冗談を言うことはあるけど、彼の決意は僕たち黄金衛と同じくらい固い。きっとうまくいくさ。さて、彼がいない間に君と少し話したいことがあるんだ。
ええ、聞きましょう。
トントン、トンねえ、起きて。気分はどう？そうよ。それよりほら、どうしてかはわからないけど、私喋れるようになったみたい。もしもし？もしもーし。なんて可愛い声なのかしら。きっとたくさんの記憶を集めたおかげでぐーんと成長したんだわ。それにタイタンの声も前よりはっきり聞こえるようになったわ。
一体終わりにたどり着いたのか。孤独な歳月は終わりを迎えるのか。
かわいそうに、クロマントに火種を奪われたせいで、こんな狭い場所でずっと一人ぼっちで、ただ待っていることしかできなかったなんて。私たちが苦しみから解放してあげるわ。そうでしょ？
記憶が砕け散った。母上、いつこに。
母上って誰のことかしら？
汝を見つめた。母上は汝を呼んでいる。汝を選んだ。母上はもう答えてはくれぬ。よう大事なよう。
ホロニクス、聞いて。あなたは長い間オンパロスの運命を守り続けてきた。人々は記憶から力を得たけど、そのさざ波は全部あなたの肩に重くのしかかっていたわ。きっともう疲れたわよね。でももう一人で背負わなくていいのよ。これからはあなたの代わりに歳月を支える人がいる。私たちはそのために来たんだから。
解放、解放、解放されたい。
大丈夫よ。私たちが助けてあげるから。ゆっくり眠ってね。
汝には資質、力、そして強い意志がある。だが一つだけ足りぬものが一つだけ。
何が足りないのかしら。
汝に足りぬもの、それは未来だ。
未来？
天外からの旅人、汝は消え去るはずだった。天賦の眼差しが汝の形を安定させた。汝は天界を通り抜けた時から命を捨てていたのだ。今は 記憶に過ぎぬ。
そんなわけ。
やっと目が覚めたか。手短に言おう。お前はオロニクスの神権を引き継いだ。試練を無事に完遂し、今やオンパロスの半身と同じ存在になった。ただ試練で起きたことは全てミュリオンから聞いている。他の者にも説明するから、先にお前を部屋に連れて行って休ませてほしいと頼まれたんだ。こんな時でも冗談が言えるとはお前らしいな。実は話していないことがある。オンパロスに着陸する途中のことだ。ニカドリーの矛先に貫かれた俺たちの車両が深淵の廃墟へ落ちた時、俺は確かこう言ったな。車両が攻撃を受けた後、お前は意識を失った。お前を外に運び出していたら、今度は俺が気を失ってしまい、車両が守ってくれなかったら 俺たちは粉々になっていただろうと。あの時は淡々と言っていたかもしれないが、実際の状況はもっと複雑だったんだ。お前は全身傷だらけで血が止まる気配もなくてな。なんとかお前を外まで運び出し、残ったわずかな力で止血はしたんだが、その後俺も崩れ落ちてきた岩に当たり意識を失ってしまった。最後に確認した時、お前は息をしていなかったはずだ。だが目が覚めると元気そうな姿のお前が目の前にいたから、わざわざこの話を持ち出そうとは思わなかった。そこは重要ではない。不利の一別がそれに関係しているかはわからないが、タイタンの話によれば、今のお前はオロニクスの親戚によって再現された過去の事物のように記憶の形で存在していることになる。そう考えるとミュリオンはお前を現実世界につなぎ止めるアンカーになっている可能性がある。あいつはお前から離れられないのだと思っていたが、実際はその逆かもしれない。嘆くにはまだ早い。お前を救う方法は必ずあるはずだ。オロニクスは奪われた未来を取り戻すことと死を欺くことについて言及していた。モーディスが不死身であることを考えれば、オンパロスには死をも覆し奇跡を起こせる力があると思っていいだろう。鍵となるのは所在不明の暗淡たる手だな。
あなた大丈夫なの？今タナトスのことを話してたでしょ？キャスもオロニクスの言葉を気にしてたのよ。ねえ、キャスに会いに行ってみない？今は家臣を離れて花園に帰ってるの。手がかりのあるなしは置いといて、ずっとタナトスを探してる彼女より死に詳しい人はいないと思うわ。
そうだな。ミュリオンの提案に乗ろう。
先に言っておかないと。あなたの身に起きたことは黄金衛全員が知ってるわ。ごめんなさい、不安になってつい全部話しちゃったの。私のこと嫌いになったりしないわよね？ね？ が減っていってるわね。
こちらに。まっすぐ立ったままゆっくりと振り向いてください。失礼します。やはり何も感じません。ごめんなさい。もう一度だけ確かめたかったんです。先日呪帝でご一緒した時、あなたがなぜ私の呪いの影響を受けないのか疑問に思っていました。もしくは本当に申し訳ありません。もっと先ほどは急に失礼なことを。ごめんなさい。気を悪くされてないといいのですが、もしあなたの魂が本当に体から離れているのだとしたら、納棺師である私ならその行方を感知できるかもしれないと思いまして。
それで何か見つかったのかしら。
いえ、まだ何も。すみません。自分の能力を過大評価していたのかもしれません。ですが、もう一度試させてくれませんか。今度は触れる範囲を広げてみます。そうすれば結果が変わるかもしれません。こんな風に聖者に触れるのは初めてです。不快な思いをさせてしまうかもしれませんが、許してくださいね。これは何かを捉えたようです。あなたから剥がされた魂は活路を見出せず、どこかをさまよっている。ですが、それは必ずしも悪いことではありません。さまよっているということは、まだ時間があるということ。私たちにはそれを取り戻す機会が残されている。タナトスの誤使が全てを奪い去る前に、手がかりをもう少しだけでも、どうか私に導きを。あ、つながりが途絶えてしまいました。今の私の力では追跡することができません。大丈夫です。請求すぎたのは私の方ですから。心配いりません。今はまだ手がかりが少ないですが、タナトスの行方を探し出して、その火種を手に入れます。そして
失われるには早すぎる。あなたの命をお返ししますので。私は自分の話に確信がないことを理解しているつもりですが、今の約束は覚えておいてほしいのです。私がそれを果たせるまで、どうか持ちこたえてください。オンパロスにはあなたが必要なんです。アグライア様とファイノン様がピュエロスで話をしているはずです。お二人もとても心配していましたので、よければ無事を知らせてあげてください。ただ、今のあなたの状態が無事と言えるかはわかりませんが、あ、それとこのスティコシア空話集をどうぞ。人は読書をしていると集中して心が安らぐものです。この本が苦しい時期を乗り越えるための一助になることを願っています。
ますます種類が減っていってるわね。
褒美だ。お前が持っていくといい。
来ましたね。
相棒、よかった。ヒアンシーがそのうち目を覚ますだろうとは言っていたけど、気分はどうだい？少なくとも僕から見れば君は生きている人と全く変わらないどころか、むしろ大半の人より顔色がいいくらいだ。
あなたたちは歳月の試練を完遂しました。正直私の予想よりはるかに順調だったと言わざるを得ません。きっとあのタイタンの心には最後まで人の子への優しさが残っていたのでしょう。それにしても奥平間に同時に2人の死を欺く者が現れるとは予想外でした。
さっきちょうどその話をしていたんだ。くそ、どうしてモーディスが奥平間にいる間に誰一人としてあいつの不死身を調べようと思わなかったんだろう。少しでも成果があったらこんな手詰まりにならなかったはずなのに。
すでにそれを調べた者はいたようです。ですが結局何の成果も得られませんでした。タナトスの行方について何もつかめていない現状がその証拠かと。ですが諦めるのは焦燥というもの。少なくともまだ希望は残されています。サフェール、この世に死の居場所を知っている者がいるとするならば彼女以外にありえないでしょう。奥平間に呼び戻す努力はしてみますが、希望が絶たれることも覚悟しておいてください。タナトスは全てのものを時の果てで静かに待ち受けている。オンパロスの歴史を振り返ってみても死の手から逃れられた者はいないのです。
気にすることはないよ、相棒。君はこれまでにも数えきれないほどの奇跡を起こしてきたんだろ。
サフェルが戻るまでの間は
どうしたんだ？
最悪は常に重なって現れる。小さな気流はやがて巨大な渦となり、ついには天幕を引き裂く嵐へと姿を変えるのです。アナクサゴラスが元老院と接触しました。
結局こうなってしまったか。
あなたの彼に対する判断が正しかったことを心から願っていますよ、ファイノ。そうでなければ、私と師匠が1000年かけて築き上げてきたものは、あのヒポクリテスによって怪人に帰してしまうでしょうね。
またここに戻ってきましたか。この夢には覚えがある。絹のように滑らかな冷たい霧が立ち込め、大地は荒れ果てていた。旅人がひしめき合い、その足跡が辺り一面に広がっている。ここはオンパロスのどこですか？教えてください。旅人は私の知らない言葉をつぶやいていた。あるいはただ上の空で私の質問が耳に入らなかっただけなのかもしれない。教えてください。ここを支配しているのはどのタイタンですか？どこに行けば会えるのですか？
アンタンタルテ。
アンタンタルテ、タナトスですか？まさかとは思いますが、ここは冥界だとでも？
冥界ではない。
ならどこだというのですか？冥界の外側にあるスティクス。あなたたちはそれを下って冥界に向かっている途中なのですか？
冥界は存在しない。タイタンがあなたと私を拒絶する。聞こえる。
何がですか？旅人は枯れた指で音のする方を指さすと沈黙した。その方向に目をやり耳を澄ませると、巨大な影が潮騒を運んでくるのがわかる。波の音、そして聞こえてきた。聞こえてきた。潮流の奥深く、存在しない世界の門の向こうから私に語りかけてくる声が。
人の子よ、そなたはそれほどまでに死者の列に加わりたいのか？おお、目覚めたか。人の世にお帰り。そなたの意識は我が思っていたよりも早く消えつつある。やはりタイタンの火種と人間の体は相入れんようだ。
私の意識はあとどれくらいここにとどまれるのでしょうか？
我の見解では 今から15回目の門の時まで持つかどうかだな。
なるほど。あと15日ですか。
なんだ、今さら名残惜しくなったのか。
いえ、逆です。一つの問題を解くのに15の日夜は長すぎると思いまして。笑ってないでいきますよ。そろそろ元老院の使者が到着する頃でしょうから。
もう一つだけ聞かせてくれ。そなたは本気でアグライアを裏切るつもりか。
裏切るも何も、そもそもあれに忠誠を誓ったことなどありませんが。
ではあの白髪の小僧はどうだ。そのような行い、門下生を不義の共柄にしても良いというのか。
盲信には必ず代償が伴う。これはファイノンにとっていい教訓となるでしょう。
本当に厳格な死だな。
ええ、昔からずっとそうです。
穴草ゴラス殿、お待たせいたしました。お久しぶりですね。オクヘイマの全市民を代表してあなたに敬意を表します。またシンゴの受刑での出来事に対し心からお悔やみを。
あなたが直々に来るとは思いませんでした。
ケファレとタレンタムの名において、私は元老院の抗議を明らかにするために参りました。
おお、ここにアンティキシラ人がいるとは驚きだな。黄金戦争の後、めったに見かけなくなったというのに。
ご挨拶申し上げます。尊きタイタンよ。私はリュクルゴス。どうぞライコスとお呼びください。今はオクヘイマにおける議会の主席を務めており、神霊の慣習の名のもと、誠実な市民の自己表現の権利を守っています。
あなたにもこれが見えるのですか。
ご存知の通り、アンティキシラ人は魂の振幅と周波数を通してこの世界を感知しております。ですのでアグライア殿が今私たちの会談を遠方から聞いていることも承知しておりますよ。もし必要であれば禁止を断ち切り、あなたの基本的権利をお守りすることも可能ですが。
半身という高貴な身分であるなら自重してほしいものですね。この哀れな糸くずはそのままで結構です。私の声をよく聞かせて恥をかかせてやればいい。
すでに対策が終わりなのですか。
そんなものは不要です。あの女は私を監視する以外何もできないのですから。オロニクスが消滅したばかりの今、民会が開かれようとしている。私の体内にある火種を奪えば最悪をもたらすだけだとあれも理解しているはずです。 それに奥平魔民会における呪帝からの特派講師である私は以前からあなたの手腕をよく知っていますので、もう駆け引きは不要です。ライコス殿、案内してください。
いいですね。カイニス殿もあなたのような勇壮な盟友は好意的に迎えてくれるでしょう。カイニス殿がお待ちです。どうぞこちらへ。穴草ゴラス殿、どうかなさいましたか？
いいえ、ただ黎明の崖に登るたびにいつも考えるのです。タイタンにとって死とは死んだのと同義なのかを。
難しい問いですね。まだ時間はあります。よければ詳しくお聞かせ願えませんか？
聖者はいつか必ず滅びるものですが、ケファレはまだその終着点には達してはいない。ただそこへの長い道のりをゆっくりと進んでいる途中なのだと私は考えています。
つまりケファレはまだ死んだとは言えないと？
はい、死んだは一種の状態かつ終了を示しています。対して死ぬは一つの動作であり過程。人間と比べタイタンは空間と時間どちらの尺度においても段違いな規模の存在です。そのため死ぬという過程もより長いものになる。いわゆるタイタンの死とは人間の無知から生まれた誤謬に過ぎないのではないかと。
なるほど、興味深い見解ですね。押村区はその証明も反証も難しいということかと。何にせよケファレは幻滅期以降言葉を失い、学者も司祭もその死を宣言しました。
言葉を失う。もし神々が傲慢ゆえに凡人には己と言葉を交わす資格などないとそう考えていたとしたら。
とおっしゃいますと？
サーシス、神話における天賦の同胞が私の頭の中に宿っています。ですから私の質問をケファレが拒む理由はないはず。
おお。
一理ありますね。しかしもしそれでも容易の神が答えてくださらなかったら？
そうなればオンパロス人が編纂した神話とやらは笑い話以下だということになります。
試してみてはいかがでしょう。私もあなたの理論が実を結ぶのをとても楽しみにしておりますよ。それがこの破滅に瀕した世界にどんな変革をもたらすのか、ぜひ見届けたい。というのもあなたの理論は非常に理にかなっていると思えるからです。もしタイタンがすでに終着点にたどり着いているのなら答える可能性はありませんから。どうぞ穴草ゴラス殿。
ほう、人の子らの創造物は実に壮観だな。
黎明の崖へようこそ。雲石の天宮の喧騒に比べここは招かれた者以外は出入りできない厳かな場所です。 ここにおいでになるのは皆高貴な方々ばかり。司祭や学者をはじめ戦士をもてなしたこともあります。そして今日なんとタイタンまでお越しくださいました。実に喜ばしいことです。
冒涜者から崇高な神聖の体現者になったことを光栄に思いますね。
カイニス殿の一派を招集し、会談の場を設けさせていただきます。準備が整うまでしばらくお待ちください。後ほど伝令兵がご案内に参ります。お待ちいただいている間、ご自由に辺りを見学いただいても構いませんが、会談に支障のないよう衛兵の目の届く範囲でお願いいたしますね。
カイニス殿のやり方はよく分かっています。わざわざ釘を刺さなくても結構。
かしこまりました。ご協力感謝いたします。
おや、何か妙案があるのかと思えば、元の檻を出て別の檻に移っただけとは。
考えはあります。余計な口出しは無用です。
では我は辺りを散策するとしよう。どれどれ、ここに我の壁画はあるのか？呪帝以外の人の子らはタイタンのことをどう思っているのか、実に興味深
い。行くなら早く行ってください。私は他の用がありますので別行動でお願いします。このタイタンのんきすぎる。まあいい。まずは元老院の最近の動向を探るとしよう。
はっきり聞こえているぞ。
先生ですよね。呪帝の学者たちは暗黒の死を食い止めるために勇敢に戦い犠牲になったと聞きましたが、先生がまだ生きてらっしゃったなんて、これも運命のお導きかもしれません。
運命は運命でもいたずらの方でしょうけどね。
ご冗談を。死によって栄光をつかもうとするのはクレムノス人やエイジリア人くらいなものですよ。とにかく先生が無事でよかったです。それで今回は事件のいきさつを報告するためにいらしたのですか？実は私、呪帝だけでなくオクヘイマもじき暗黒の潮に飲み込まれるという噂を聞いたんです。いくら紛争の半身が人類側についているとはいえ。
一つ教えてください。元老院は暗黒の潮について詳しいのですか？
カイニス一派はサーシスとオロニクスの消滅を知り、非追いの一派は災いに抵抗する力を失ったのだと吹聴していました。ですがあの王子が半身になって暗黒の潮を退けると、すぐに矛先を変え、外部の脅威は消えた、残るはアグライアとその一派のみと言い始めました。おそらく彼女たちは次の民会で仕掛けるつもりでしょうね。
予想通りの動き。相変わらずの日和見主義と言うべきか。あなたの誠実さに感謝しましょ
う。それもまた弁論の知恵だと思うがな。
自分の壁画を探しに行くのではなかったのですか？それと耳元でひっきりなしに喋るのはやめてください。
双方の矛の先にいるそなたがどのようにあがくのか気になってな。しかしそのカイニスとかいうもの、どうやらアグライアよりも悪辣なようだな。そなたはなぜそのものを後ろ盾にしようと思った？死期が迫っていると悟り、この体を手放すつもりにでもなったのか？
そう考えているのですか？ならあなたはがっかりすることになるでしょうね。
神を冒涜する学者もここに立ち入れるのか？
どうやら私は歓迎されていないみたいですね。
穴草ゴラスか？お前も他の学者と一緒に暗黒の潮に飲み込まれたものだと。
ケファレの司祭でありながら死者に敬意を払うこともできないのですか？
少子、お前たちのような異端者が思考の神の恩寵を受けられるとでも思っているのか？せめてもの忠告だ。黎明の崖では口を慎め。わしはもう人の顔色を伺うことしかできん如才ではない。お前を懲らしめる手段など5万とあるわ。
万象の神があなたのような信者を創造したと考えると、笑うべきか哀れむべきかわからなくなりますね。私が見るに死したタイタンではそれほどの度胸は与えられないでしょう。そうですね。カイニスに尻尾でも振ったのですか？
カイニス殿はお前がお気に入りらしいからな。今回は多めに見てやろう。早く行け。これ以上思考の神の幸福を邪魔するでない。
当事者以外もこの件を知っているのだとすると、カイニスには少なからず誠意があるということだ。これは思っていたより順調にことが運ぶかもしれないが。
素晴らしい論争であったな。さすがはケファレの信者といったところか。
それは称賛？それとも揶揄ですか？
称賛だとも。旧世の神の信者は悪を憎むべきだからな。
早く行けと言ったはずだ。狂人の独り言など瞑想の邪魔にしかならん。
うんざりだ。15回目の門の時、早く来てくれないだろうか。
おお、この壁画に描かれている巨木、まさか我なのか？
すべての植物、枝やつるや葉もサーシスの化身かもしれない。
人々はその姿を知ることはできない。だからタイタンを巨木に、知恵を果実に例え、知識を全ての人に平等に分け与えることを表現しているのか。なんて素晴らしいのだろう。
この壁画、 なかなか抽象的ではないか。
その発言、褒めているのかけなしているのか分かりませんね。とても気になるのですが、理性のタイタンは習字学を学ぶこともあるのですか？
何を言うかと思えば、当然褒めている。案外これこそが我らは一体何者なのかに対する答えなのかもしれないからな。
私が求めているのがあんな醜いものだとは認めたくないですね。
ああ、なるほどな。呪帝が襲撃にあった時、我の魂を材料に錬成しようとしたのはそれが理由か？
知っていたのならなぜ私を助けたのですか？
そのような魂胆があるところがそなたと凡人の違いだからな。
はあ、なぜ頭の中に狂人が2人も住んでいるのでしょう。
それでここへ来たのは庇護を求めるだけが理由ではないのであろう。そなたは一体何を企んでいる？
それは私の頭の中にあります。そんなに知りたいのなら好きに探せばいい。
ではそうさせてもらおうか。1歳2歳、おやおや、かの名高い七賢人も大地獣のぬいぐるみを抱かなければ寝つけなかったとは実に面白い。
十分でしょう。
魂が震えるとは珍しいな。そなたが持っていたのだ。そのぬいぐるみには何か秘密があるのではないか？
どうせ残された時間は少ないですし、教えてあげましょう。あれは家で飼っていたペットに似せて作られたぬいぐるみで、姉からもらったプレゼントです。
ほう、家族がいたのだな。共に奥平間に来たのか？
私の頭を探るのが好きなのでしょう。なら自分で続きを見てはどうです？ 5 歳の年になれば答えがわかるでしょ
う。見渡す限りの暗黒の死を見るに耐えん。
幼かった私はその結末を受け入れられず、助けてくれるよう何度もタイタンに祈りを捧げましたが、ジョーリア、エーグル、ケファレ、もちろんあなたも答えてはくれませんでした。
それがそなたが錬金術の研究を始めたきっかけか？
ええ、まさに。全てはあなたの緑豊かな庭園から始まりました。私はあそこで勉学に励んでいた時、セレサスの理論に触れたのです。
おお、覚えておるぞ。初めて魂の概念を提唱したものであろ
う。それだけではありません。彼は生命と物体の構成およびそれらの運動と変化は全て魂に由来するものだと主張しました。 そこで私は全ての命が同源であるというのなら、自分を犠牲にすれば肉親を復活させられるのではないかと考えたのです。
アナイクス、君は
成功ですよ先生。
これは冒涜だ。たとえ自由を掲げる呪帝であっても、この行いは君を家計に処す十分な理由になりうる。君のその肉親は今どこにいるのかね。早く彼女を呪帝から連れ出し、誰にも見つからない場所に隠せ。さもなければ君も私も七賢人会議の審判を受けることになるぞ。
安心してください先生。私の姉は今もこの世にはいません。
それはどういう意味だ。
考えが甘かったのです。片目程度の代償でタノトスから死者を奪い返そうだなんて。10日交換、私が得られたのは姉との最後の会話だけでした。
もうこれ以上の研究はやめるんだ。私だって自分の一番優秀な学生がこのまま道を踏み外すのを黙って見ているわけにもいかない。だから約束してくれ。二度と禁忌に触れないこと、そして二度と死者と自分を傷つけないこと。そうすればこの教室はまだ君のものでいられる。君には君だけの人生があるんだ。
また姉に会えただけでも十分です。もうこれ以上望むものはありません。先生の言う通りです。私もそろそろ新しい人生を歩み始めないといけませんね。
それでいいのだよ、アナイクス。それで次の課題は何にするんだ。
セレサスの研究を引き継ぎたいと思っています。
魂の研究を続けたいのか。しかし呪帝はすでに彼の思想を徹底的に分析している。これ以上研究しても新たな知見は得られないと思うが。
いいえ先生、死の霧の中で姉の姿を一目見て一つ分かったことがあるのです。それは私たちの魂に対する理解は氷山の一角に過ぎなかったということ。目を片方失ってしまいましたが、今の視界はかつてないほどに明るく感じます。真理はもう手の中にある。この非常識な世界を私がひっくり返してみせましょう。
ほう、その熱い眼帯の下にこのような秘密が隠されていたとは。しかし今の物語はそなたの企みとつながっているようには見えなかったが。
答えはその中にありました。こんなことすら理解できないのなら、さっさと理性の権能を私に譲ったらどうです。宝の持ち腐れですよ。私の物語はここまで。次はあなたの番。いわゆる10日交換というやつです。
やはり罠を仕掛けておったか。我としても己の過去を語りたいのだが、そなたより多くを知らないかもしれん。
おや？偉大なる理性のタイタンが己の無知を認めるとは。
信者たちががっかりしてしまいますよ。
覚えておくといい、人の子よ。己の無知を自覚することは、立派な知恵を持っていることと同義なのだ。
なるほど。無知であるからこそ、あの意味不明な問題を私に押し付けたのですね。
それだけではないぞ。我の疑問に答えられるのはそなただけだと思ったのだ。他人の正目というからな。
他人の正目ですか。
アナイクス様、
何か
独り言を言っていたようですが、まるで狂気に陥っているかのように見えました。中断させてしまい申し訳ありませんが、時間がないので失礼いたします。ライコス様のお言葉を伝えに参りました。カイニス様が元老院に到着いたしましたので、階段の場所へご移動願いますとのことです。
ようやくですか。
ケファレ、世を作り世を背負いし神よ。もしそなたがまだ終わりを迎えていないのなら、反逆者の詰問にどう答えるつもりなのだろうな。
まさか本当にカイニス様の招待に応じてくださるとは、心より感謝いたします。正直に言ってしまいますと、あの金織様に不満を抱いている人は少なくありません。
Isn't that the dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
Don't worry. He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
Your nickname is Dromus as well? You must really like those creatures.
A student of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs, and it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet, in my view, there are only right and wrong.
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now.
Welcome to the Demigod Council, esteemed guests.
Lord Anaxagoras, I've heard so much about you. Head of the Nusporists of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious blasphemer, a Chrysos heir who bears Circe's core flame, a survivor of the Grove calamity. Did I miss anything? Well, if so, please be so kind as to enlighten me.
Since Lady Kindness is already well acquainted with me, I won't waste any effort introducing myself again. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as honoring guests. The host will welcome their guest with warm hospitality by treating them to fine wine and a cozy bed. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, I am met with intense scrutiny. Even more absurd, the host has sharpened their blade and instructed their servants to lie in wait in the shadows. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold a grand feast for all of the guests.
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not used to the stench of avarice and blood.
No need to be humble, my lord. From my perspective, your courage and gumption are worthy of the reputation of the Seven Sages. Your bravery is more than adequate to accomplish our perilous endeavor.
So, you wish to start a war?
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglaya endeavors to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood of gold, we will not hesitate to display the rights and mettle the citizens of Akama are so entitled to. As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, well, to that I can only say this. Everything hinges on the next citizens' assembly and whether they have a sudden epiphany amid the clamor of the masses. And since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation, you have indeed given us a glimmer of hope.
What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds apart from what you were saying before you retired your cleaners.
I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment ago, you were on the side of the Chrysos heirs. But now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. As you know, these walls have ears. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for ideas to have supporters and dissenters, just like how there are two types of people in this world, geniuses and dimwits.
Welcome back to the hub of the Demigod Council, Lord Anaxagoras. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood in this spot before and emerged victorious by stoking public sentiment with their words. And yet there have also been innumerable blasphemous philosophers who set themselves up for failure because they refused to defend their actions. This tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Akama in centuries. In 15 days, this site shall also become the most important, as well as the final turning point in Akama's history. May the both of us carry out our duties with honor and lead the masses back toward the Erechrysia, a golden age with no death, strife, or trickery.
Oh my, 15 days and nights. That aligns perfectly with the date of your demise. Could such a coincidence truly exist?
Using death to prove myself fits my intentions perfectly.
What strong conviction you have, as expected of the hero who dared to stand up to the Gold Weaver.
As expected, she misunderstands you.
That's enough, Lady Kindness. Dispense with the niceties. I only accepted your invitation so that I can serve the commoners alongside the members of the Council of Elders. Don't test my patience with such superfluous formalities.
Well, you say that now, but surely you also require my aid as well, so that you can stay alive even when being pursued by the Golden Thread?
You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely, as she still needs to garner support from the masses at the Citizens' Assembly.
Even someone like me can tell that only a sliver of her humanity remains. Surely you're not asserting that she will definitely act in a rational manner.
As you're no doubt aware, Aglaya covets the core flame that I possess, which makes it the bargaining chip that allows me and the rest of you to negotiate with her. However, in return, I'll need the Council of Elders to support me as much as possible. Naturally, this includes the guards as well. You're well aware how valuable Circe's core flame will be in the era Chrysia that you are desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap, so you'd better act prudently as well.
I understand. After all, this battle of wits is just a means for each party to acquire what they need. As long as your request is reasonable, the Council of Elders never shortchanges its allies. Since we're both intent on mutual cooperation, let's not mince words and just speak plainly to each other. Let us decide how much we can secure for ourselves and how much we're willing to sacrifice, like true philosophers, with our words and wisdom. Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our common enemy, Aglaya. She is the second most experienced Chrysos heir across the whole of Akama, who has gradually lost her humanity to the ravages of time and the ablation of the core flame. A formidable opponent indeed. Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life. Yet your previous reasoning is quite sound. As a seasoned political animal, it's unclear whether she will actually cross that irreversible boundary. Moreover, she still needs you alive so that the Titan's trial can be completed. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow of Kefali and guarantee that you weren't in league with that woman before coming here? Are you just trying to pull the wool over our eyes and aid her in her savagery?
If Aglaya required a suitably intelligent Chrysos heir, then I'm the best fit for her needs. However, it's quite evident that she has no need for a Chrysos heir who could break free of her control at any time. Since I believe in neither Titans nor the prophecy, there's no way that I would willingly walk on the path that she extols. Given how rigorously she enforces her principles, how would she ever accept a heretic such as me?
I understand what you mean. At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Akama. The Council of Elders is willing to defend your right to live, just as we defend every oppressed citizen. However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Chrysos heirs and Aglaya are only growing in magnitude. The peace that we are aspiring toward, as well as everything that we hold dear, will be destroyed completely. The city will be burned to ashes, and the citizens' blood will be shed. Tell me, what are you willing to do for our esteemed citizens so that they can vanquish the enemies of our fine city?
Although the circumstances are rather unfortunate from an objective point of view, it is an undeniable fact that ever since the Grove was attacked, I have become the de facto leader of the Grove. The Council of Elders needs more backing if if it wishes to topple Aglaya, and it's evident that the Academy wields considerable influence. At the very least, I have served as the Grove's special envoy to Akama for a significant amount of time. Of course, this also means that I will hold a crucial vote at the Citizens' Assembly.
In the name of Kefali, Akama thanks you for your sincere and valuable thoughts. At this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. Let me put it plainly. The Council of Elders has always been renowned for its fairness, and that fairness is built on a foundation of sincerity. The Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akaba that it will always remain loyal to them. As for you, my lord, how will you guarantee that you will be able to live up to such earnestness and will not betray Akama's indomitable citizens when the opportunity presents itself? Just as you now betray Aglaya when it suits you.
Surely you jest. My loyalty does not need to be proven. The fact that the Council of Elders is asking for proof of my loyalty is itself akin to a form of betrayal.
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury the hatchet in a civilized manner. However, I am afraid that I must interrupt for a brief moment. As the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya, the Gold Weaver, is currently on her way to Dawncloud.
Oh. Well, I do believe that we might have a slight overabundance of guests today.
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence on Dawncloud, it must still tolerate the whims of the Chrysos heirs.
So you were holding back just now. Seems like you are better at playing this game than I. In any case, I'm glad that she's arriving here. So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine, if Aglaya were to demand that I hand you over, what should I do?
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wished to chat with me and had no intention of offending her. However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as papyrus that has been soaked in blood. Not only can it be destroyed at the slightest touch, but the Council will also lose possession of a valuable core flame. No, more like 2 core flames. After all, at the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death will also be standing on our side.
Oh? How can you be sure of that?
Is that of importance to you? All you need to know is that I have a plan. In my opinion, you should be more worried about the impending threat. If Aglaya can seize me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders in one fell swoop tomorrow. If that happens, the discussion that we've just had will turn into an utter joke instead. Is this the outcome that you wish to see, Lady Kindness?
Fine. I will handle this matter appropriately. But you do best to remember this. Fool the people and karma will be on your tail. I'll overlook it this time, but don't count on there being a next time. Unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering the perfect state to ponder the true nature of souls.
Well, what do you know? That happens to be one of my rare talents.
We shall see then.
I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me again. But shouldn't you be going after more?
Dying to know what I'm after.
I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all. It is in me to ask and seek answers.
Easy there. You'll learn the answers soon enough. I didn't bring it up with her purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I truly want. It's as they say, onlookers see most clearly. The true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros, who watches over everything.
Unexpected visitor. Welcome once again. You know, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come straight to me to seek an audience with Kefali. I have no reason to refuse you, do I?
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's core flame will get to rule over Akama. She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that debate was not at all pointless.
Very true.
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefali. He might very well be plotting something nefarious against the Titan. Are you still willing to let him pass, knowing this?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel. This comes with being the World-Bearer.
How convenient it is to be able to hear what they say.
It is truly my honor to speak to a venerated Titan in person. Please, go ahead. Let me join you both on this journey. Oh, a bygone myth tells of an occasion where carefully once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the holy mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
Go on ahead. Take this Yanis shortcut, and the long pilgrimage stairway will be waiting for you at its end.
I have to admit, I never expected you to not ask me anything. Not even my motive.
Because I know very well what it is you are after. As the saying goes, a gentleman helps others achieve their goals. I have a feeling that your theory will be validated at the end of this journey. I believe Kefali will not deprive you of your right to ask your question, especially now that you're on the brink of death. You must be closer to Kefali than anyone else. Wouldn't you agree?
I hope things go as you say, then.
Putting a child of justice into a farcical world is bound to turn it upside down. It is my hope that you bring a much-needed change to this world which is on the brink of destruction.
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawn Cloud's peak.
What a splendid view. Isn't it about time you recognize the magnificence of us Titans?
Well, I don't see how this place is different from those temples in the city. All they have are magnificent facades. And even though I've come this far, I'm still doubtful about getting useful clues from him.
I must be getting ahead of myself to be expecting to hear something nice from you.
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? It's high time you get used to how I feel about things. Alright, we're just a short hike away from Kefali. No time to waste here.
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh? If Amphorius gets a new lease on life, you should focus on strengthening your body and stop shirking social interactions.
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight. Can you make it?
Why? Are you going to carry me up if I were to fall now? I know how far I can go, so just hold your tongue and come along.
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more. I'll just wait till your soul dissipates completely to gain control over your body.
Wait. Is that... Circes? Hey, look at that.
Huh? What should I be looking at?
Am I hallucinating? Or do we even get to see souls when we're close to dying?
Oh? Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Nias? I know I've heard this name somewhere.
It's unfortunate. The Black Tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios, from their prized ores and molten fire, couldn't escape the fate of destruction?
Hey, Sarces. Do you know a certain Nias?
Nias? No, not that I remember. How did you even think up such a strange name?
I just saw him. Nias. A warrior-like figure who was just chatting with you here.
No, I have no such memory. Could you be hallucinating?
This is a departed spirit?
Enough about me. Did Kaos ever reply to you?
Well, regrettably.
Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought.
Kaos. Demigod. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friends, would he?
Let's just hope we mean as much as the world to him.
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination again?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain Kaos. I'm guessing he's one of your companions?
Kaos? This name sounds just as strange to me.
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. If things are as I thought, then they aren't hallucinations, but the souls of people.
What? But if those are the souls of the dead, then what am I?
Beats me. For all I know, you're just an illusion I conjured up in my dying moments. Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear more stories.
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead, and even I might not be able to save you.
Fine. If this is indeed as I thought, then this will be very, Amusing.
You may have it. Consider it your reward.
So, we meet again. I'm sure...
Can you keep going?
Of course. I'm just... If I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't have come along with you.
I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If Amphorius does have a next life, you may want to get your body in shape.
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not getting anything of value from them.
I would sooner throw myself off this cliff and hit rock bottom than exercise even a little. I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all. Training would make me no different from those Helcalithist barbarians.
Calypso. She's one of the Seven Sages. A member of the Grove? No, she can't be. I would know her name if she really were one of the Seven Sages. Hey, Circes. Does the name Calypso ring a bell? Circes? They're gone. Doesn't matter. I can do this myself. Looks like I'm nearly there.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all that's left of that warmth is a hazy mirage.
Why are you chanting that too? We're here, finally. So, I don't get to ask the Titan my question, but all of you make for a pleasant surprise, nonetheless. Very well then, let me uncover the truth for myself. Did I still fail to make it in time? Huh? So, I'm back here again. This is... I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the void world. A voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot clearer than before.
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Chaos too?
Yes, and we've been waiting for quite some time now.
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing burden.
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense Chaos' soul in the area. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear. Isn't that so?
Yes. I have faith in him.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over Thanatos' divinity.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken to the core. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange that has revealed the ultimate answer to Circe's question. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can answer Circe's question and reclaim my body. But no, I will not do that. That isn't important. Because another one of my conjectures, one that I have always dreamed of proving, has been proved right this very instant. Fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan is not a ludicrous idea after all.
What are you thinking about? Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be strangely familiar with the city around the Great Tree. Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up at Circe's. Their leaves and branches reflected the sparkling stars, and their trunk was like a pillar that supported the sky and ground. I stood at this very spot back then, imagining the day when I could climb to the top of this tree, because I would be the closest I can be to the sky at that spot. Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach Aquila's realm? They're a strict and draconian god, nothing like Circe's. Reason is willing to share what is theirs with others, but Sky only expects people to revere them. You get what I'm saying, right, Denny? After all, the Titan that imprisoned you and Grey here in Amphorius is none other than Aquila themselves. But there will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on Aquila, and that is exactly what we are here for. It's just, I never thought Grey would meet with something like that before we set off. As a physician, I should have been there by his side. Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Danny, with your skills, I'm sure those monsters born of the Black Tide will pose no threat to you anyway. Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician of the Twilight Courtyard? Have more faith in me. I'll be just fine. Really now? This is way more trouble than I could have asked for. Or you could sit back and watch. I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please.
Accept your punishment. Forever do it! Bloom. Through my blood. Forever do it!
Serenity is before me.
Burn it all! Receive divinity. Repay. Conquer all lands!
The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphorius. So or rather, the blessings of the Sky Priest in me, might have unknowingly called them to me. Anyway, never mind that for now. Here, you might want to have a look at this. I found it around here and thought it might be of interest to you. This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching the sky. He's never mentioned anything about it. Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. People have come to think of him as a heretic. Even yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Circe's favors. Fate sure works in mysterious ways. Oh, let me have a look. By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting. One. Sure, go ahead. The Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. While all 7 schools are founded on the ideologies of Thalesis, the first scholar, each is unique in its own way. Among them, the Venerationists revere and worship the Titans the most. As the sage of the Venerationists, Euthyphro has always been at loggerheads with Anaxa. If we were to place the 7 sages on the scales of Talanton, Anaxa and Euthyphro would be placed on opposite sides to achieve balance. Nearly everyone in Amphorius has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquila's stature is loftier than the heavens, and their divine retribution is merciless. That's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Oh, but I do wonder if a supercharged mini treaty cannon could slip past their watch. Newsporists primarily study the application of alchemy in soul repair. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas, no matter how taboo. If you must say that he's hiding something, then it's likely what lies beneath his eye patch. Anaxa often says that every failure brings us one step closer to the truth. Perhaps, to him, the crash of the skyship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. On the contrary, it was precisely because the skyship represented the first step toward breaking free from the shackles of the Earth that it's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists, with sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their findings. Discourse about more esoteric subject matters in relation to Aquila dwindled even further after the skyship incident. So much so that even the scroll is completely new to me. That's what I'd like to know. What are these experiments he's involved in? Even I, the assistant lecturer, know next to nothing about them. I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove? This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they sought. We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it's said that the Erythrocheramists once borrowed a manuscript from a certain author, but ended up returning a copy instead of the original. What's more, the original manuscript was supposedly then hidden here. Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior was no different from bandits. Whew. You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Flipping through them all will take too long. Why don't we use the Biblioslate to search for the texts we need? We can bring them back to Akuma for reading after that. Ugh, it's so dusty in here. Whoa. Are these all complaints about him? I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that. Why else would they call him the Great Performer? When Anaxer established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone. Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be? Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Amphorius? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you turn. They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholar's allegations, or face expulsion from the Grove. The first allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations? Anaxa would have probably been spared a lot of trouble if he had answered this way. Instead, he quoted past instances of the Flame Chase journey and posited that humans have the potential to take over the divinity of Titans. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned by the gods. Do you admit it? Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have divine blood coursing through them. If he has really done something of that nature, then it'd indeed be sacrilegious. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him, "Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods?" It was only after a brief silence that he answered, "I have never denied that titans are meant to be noble constructs." Yes, I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved, but what's for certain at least is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between the cornerstones. It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where they can conduct research undisturbed in their free time. Even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research. But with the grove in this state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if we sneak into the lab for a short while, right? This is the place, but where is everything? Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seal to the lab. They're all gone. The black tide destroyed it all. No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking right as rain, but come out covered in soot with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact. What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research on our friends in Alchema and... me? It wouldn't have been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity about her origins. Plus, considering that the Newsporists have crafted omnipotent medicines capable of curing diseases, it also makes sense that he would conduct research on immortal Chrysos heirs. But now, it seems Anaxa's objective was never to create medicine, but to identify the origin of the golden blood and figure out its inner workings. Danny, look at this. I have a bad feeling about this. My biggest fear. It's come true. After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all together now. Anaxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation. Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this is the real blasphemy. Oh, I just thought of something. Do you remember when the black tide was approaching? The Grove had planned to send Cersei's core flame to a safe place. But an accident happened along the way, and Anaxa lost his life in the process. That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident? Put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the black tide was closing in and your time was running out. Exactly. When the black tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the Luminary Throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame. No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Cersei's would make a similar decision. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His research is still ongoing. Like, what? There's only one Titan left in the world now. No. No way. He's after Kefali.
Sir, this sky above us, it's not real, is it?
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world, so that students like you may still learn about the night sky. Astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you. Much like how the sky above the Holy City is also illuminated by Kefali's dawn device.
So, the skies of Akama are fake too.
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
Then they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance. We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree itself. But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this grand feat on your behalf.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare no efforts fighting for the rights you deserve. Go. Establish your own school of thought. Find out what we are. Become the one who conquers the ultimate truths of the world.
Child of humanity. You didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just ask him a few questions, did you?
So, you figured it out. If I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet, possessing both intellect and pride.
Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're a human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa. They call me a blasphemer, Circes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. It's just... as I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial?
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning. How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculations.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No, I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes.
Professor Anaxa, I'm here. His life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any unnecessary steps.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end, and give you the answer you so desire. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you what I need.
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and his survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
I see. In that case, let the show begin.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about
what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now, but that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Of course you would remember. Because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Calypso?
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world, so who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness, yet you have no idea who she is? The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are no different from humans, because they all evolved from one. Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from?
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them?
I knew you would say that. But it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing before us tell us everything?
You can revive a Titan?
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
I have news from Hyacinth and Danheng. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kefali's divine body.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilegious act unfold?
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks.
I'm sorry.
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kynus is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, The Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods, become the next challenge you ought to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders! How dare they trample over it!
It's been a while. What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious warrior?
It has indeed been some time, Lord Crateros. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh, keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for kindness. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a workout in.
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night? Hacker, what?
He's been through a lot lately, please pardon him. Can you tell us more about these thunderclaps?
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos Arena.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle, reach out to me anytime.
You have my gratitude. I will let Aglaya know about this right away.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious kindness has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps under cover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans to defect to the Council.
How dare you! Don't place that!
That's her.
Looks like you can see it for yourself.
We should get back. Thank you for the intel, Lord Crateros.